violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Police rely on Crime Stoppers as a partner to fight crime. The program allows people to anonymously report what they know about a crime that's been committed.
Atlanta police point to the Sequoia Turner case as an example of when Crime Stoppers help them track down suspects. 11 Alive's Palosuro takes a deep dive into the nonprofit organization.
Every day
to reach out to Crime Stoppers.
And you can remain anonymous.
About 50 people call Crime Stoppers Greater Atlanta, giving detectives anonymous tips to help move a case along.
And my question is, 50 people, is that really enough? You know, I think we got more in us as a community, right? Don't you think? 50 people is just not enough to have a safe community. Not in our communities. 50, but no, we need 100, 1,000 people calling day and night, 24/7, because that's how meticulous we have to be in order to solve this issue. Because these super gremlins are on demon time.
168 agencies across the state use Crime Stoppers to get tips from people in the community. The Atlanta Police Department is one of them.
Monthly, we're approving 7 to 10 rewards, sometimes more.
But less than 50% of those rewards are picked up. Sergeant Ronald Paxton remembers when hundreds of calls a day flooded into the hotline in July 2020.
We were reading some that were 2 or 3 days old, just because we had a backlog of hundreds and hundreds of tips.
That's when 8-year-old Sequoia Turner was shot and killed as she was riding in the car with her mother.
I just want her.
And we broke down the Sequoia Turner case after the Rashard Brooks situation where they burned down the Wendy's. You know, it was a lot going on. A very bad time for Atlanta. And now we're starting to see the ramifications of all the rioting a couple years ago.
I want killer to be captured. I don't want it to be a cold case.
We reached out to a lot of community organizations asking for help.
But as the calls came into Crime Stoppers, so did a glimmer of hope for Sequoia's father.
It's a good feeling just to know that the community and the people that like behind you and they want to see justice.
Sergeant Paxton says multiple tipsters helped investigators identify the suspects.
That was some sense of relief.
The year Sequoia was killed was also a record year for Crime Stoppers Greater Atlanta.
There was a lot of anti-police rhetoric going on at the time, so you would think that tips would go down. We've seen the exact opposite.
So in the streets, the community is screaming defund the police, but in reality, they're begging them to do their jobs. And I do want to, I want to make a little point about Sequoia's father here. I mean, he seems to me like he was probably out here, okay? He was outside. At least the way that he moving, the way that he talking, seemed like he was outside. And now that his family was affected, that's when he starts speaking up. That's when he starts being a vessel for justice. But a lot of times it becomes too late.
Relief.
The year Sequoia was killed was also a record year for Crime Stoppers Greater Atlanta.
There was a lot of anti-police rhetoric going on at the time, so you would think that tips would go down. We've seen the exact opposite.
It received 5,400 calls in 2020 compared to 4,300 in 2021.
It's extremely rewarding when you read something that sounds like it might solve something significant.
Paula Suro, 11 Alive News.
We're learning more about a man who was shot and killed outside of Taco Mac in Cobb County. Larry Miller was having lunch when he was killed at the location on Cobb Parkway. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell spoke exclusively with the family about their fight for justice now. And Michelle, you're live at the Cobb County Jail where that suspect is tonight.
That's right. This family has so many questions as the suspect is still here at the jail. They want to know why he allegedly shot and killed their loved one.
He gonna be missed.
He was gonna be missed.
The pain is unbearable.
I won't miss my grandson, you know, so that's my only grandson.
Larry Miller was also a father. He worked hard to provide for his family.
That baby gonna be without a father, you know what I'm saying? His cousins are gonna miss him, his friends gonna miss him. Everybody loved him.
And everybody knew Larry by his nickname.
We called him Toon. Everybody called him Toon.
Miller was on his lunch break outside of Taco Mac in Cobb County earlier this week.
At work on his lunch break.
So we are hearing this sentiment in the music, all right, because a lot of rappers now are saying, yo, hit him at his job site, you know, find out where his 9 to 5 at, get him fired. Yeah, all this, you know, put in his letter of resignation. They're starting to rap these lyrics in the bars now. So that's going into the bars, and it's mixing up ideas for the ops to slide on people that, you know, they might have an issue with, whether it be an online beef or a beef in the streets about whatever. Okay. But they're finding out where you work at, and they're pulling up, and that's what's going down now in the A. It's pretty sad. They got him on his lunch break, and you know, the community is pretty silent on this one. Okay. Even though there were an influx of calls going in 2020, it's slowed down, and this issue has been silenced. And that's why I'm putting out these videos, because, hey, man, I know I've been off I missed a couple days. I'm back. I had to rejuvenate. I had to figure out what I'm going to do in the future to be able to get this content out. I'm up for re-examination on February 18th, so wish me luck on the remonetization, but the message still has to get put out. And guys, I mean, you have to just avoid these types of situations as much as possible. I'm not saying he did anything to bring this on himself, but if he's involved in any conflict, okay, with another brother, it's going down. These super gremlins are on demon time.
And you and your coworker in the car with you? Come on, what could he have done to him that was so bad for him to do him like that?
Miller was with Peter Lampley. Investigators say Lampley began shooting Miller inside of a car.
Damn.
Miller got out and tried to escape. But police say Lampley kept shooting. Miller tried to open the door to Taco Mac, but it was locked. Police say Lampley kept shooting.
Wow. So, I mean, it looks like this dude might be mixed. I don't know what the beef was, but I mean, he walked him down. He walked him down. This is egregious, man. I mean, where we at with this, community? Where are we at with this? Like, cause are we considering this white supremacy as well? Or does he get a pass for the one drop rule? I'm trying to figure out what the rules are here.
Why? What did Toon do to you that made you that mad to unload this gun on him? He got 20 holes in him. What did he do that y'all couldn't settle on the side, man to man?
Lampley is charged with murder.
I just want justice to be done.
Miller's grandmother told me her grandson worked for that company for about 2 years. She's not sure how long he actually worked with Lampley. We do know a vigil will be held tonight in Marietta to remember his life. That starts at 7 o'clock. Reporting live from Cobb County, Michelle Newell, Channel 2 Action.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga did Quavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pop.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
Well, last night a candlelight vigil was held at Summit Cafeteria on Marietta Street for Eric Moffett. Now, it was there on Friday morning that he was killed inside that cafeteria.
So we had a shooting at the Taco Mac, a shooting at the cafeteria. You cannot go anywhere in the A and get a good bite to eat without these super gremlins walking you down and trying to take your lunch. It seems like a lot of these altercations have something to do with food. So that's why I'm saying that. But here we have another candlelight vigil, another balloon release, an environmentally, hazardous balloon release, okay, a biohazard, if you will. This is not good for the ecosystem. It's not good. And the body going into the ground is not a good substitute for the detriment that you're doing with those Mylar balloons, okay? Because now they're filled up with helium. You're going to release them into the air. They're going to get caught in maybe some trees. Maybe you're going to fly to the ocean. You never know. And we have to figure out, for one, another way to mourn. And for two, how to avoid these situations in the first place. Okay? But it starts at the home. It really does. I don't know what to say because they're going crazy. I can't even keep up, y'all. I'm trying to pick stories that it's hard for me to even pick stories, man, because there's just so much. And I'm trying to spread as much light. I'm not putting out as much content as I was before, but I'm still doing a video a day. And I still can't keep up, man. I cannot keep up.
He was shot once. Now tonight, Atlanta police are asking for your help in finding Moffett's suspected killer. Take a good look. This video released a short time ago shows you images from inside surveillance video that APD released. They describe the suspect as a man who is bald with a gray beard, wearing a black sweater, gray pants, and they say he has a noticeable limp. If you recognize this guy, you are asked to call.
Wow, and this is the old heads. These are the OGs. This reminds me of the situation that I got into with an old head at one of my Airbnbs. I mean, he was ready to kill me. He really was. He really was, man. And it's so crazy because the OGs are not trying to be disrespected by the young guys, and they feel like they have to prove it through violence as well. And if he didn't do what he did, then maybe this young brother would have came back and spun the block. Who knows? But look at the age difference. There is no respect between the OGs and the young fellas. Can that bridge be, mended? I don't think so. Honestly, at this point, I think it's pretty much done with, because the OGs, they think that they can talk to you with a yelling contest. You can see he's clearly screaming. The OGs just resort to yelling, and they don't want to see your point. They don't want to speak. They just want to say, oh, I'm older than you, so shut the hell up. And the young guys ain't having it. In this instance, the OG pulled out the weapon, but it could have been either way, okay?
Crime Stoppers. Again, there's some cash being offered as well.
A man was gunned down. The shooter is on the run. That happened around 8 o'clock this morning at a restaurant on Marietta Street in downtown Atlanta.
Fox 5's Christopher King reports it happened after an argument broke out at a restroom. Fox 5 has video of that incident, and we do want to warn you, the footage is disturbing.
It all happened right here. One guy was inside the bathroom, another guy was outside waiting. The two men got into an argument.
No, don't tell me this was about a bathroom. Y'all see what I'm dealing with? Y'all see what I'm dealing with? This was about waiting in line for the bathroom. Looks like it wasn't a public bathroom. And maybe the OG got upset that this young brother went into maybe an employee-only bathroom. I'm only speculating. I don't know what happened. So before y'all get in my content, you don't know what you talking about. This happened and that happened. Look, man, I'm just reacting to the news. And from my perception, it looks like this was an argument over the shitter. Excuse my French.
Guy waiting for the bathroom pulled out a gun and shot the other guy. The surveillance video is chilling. A man waits outside this restroom. A man wearing a dark hat walks out. The two appear to exchange words. The next thing you know, the man wearing the red hat reaches for his gun and opens fire. We paused the video before the gunfire because the content is graphic.
Wow. A simple argument over the bathroom. Maybe he was in there too long. I don't know. Maybe he really had to go. And the OG had no patience. The OG stomach was bubbling. Okay? The OG stomach was bubbling. He was ready to, drop deuces in that toilet. And he couldn't wait. And he just had to say something to the young brother. He just had to say, man, you took long enough, ninja, right? You gonna add that one. You took long enough, little ninja, right? Look at how we talk to each other. And we're blaming white supremacy. Keep blaming white supremacy, man, and things like this gonna keep happening. Obviously, we acknowledge it, but damn, I mean, these situations could be easily avoided. The young brother lost his life, was not able to continue in this life. The OG is on the run. He's about to lose the rest of his life. And for what? Just because he took too long in the bathroom? I mean, come on, grow up. And that's why sometimes you got to tell these OGs, look, man, grow up. And sometimes you do have to be the bigger man as a young dude. Because these OGs don't got no chill. They still think they in the 90s, bruh. And that's the problem. These are the deadbeat dads. These are the dudes who was the deadbeats. Not the educated lames who wanted to be in their kids' life. It's dudes like this. Like, come on, man.
It disturbed me bad. The shooting erupted just before 8:30 Friday morning, right here inside Summit Cafeteria on Marietta Street in downtown Atlanta. The victim died at the scene. His family says his name was Eric Moffitt. He was 31 and worked for FedEx. He's the father of a newborn baby. The restaurant shared this disturbing video.
The violence is downtown. It's getting worse and worse.
Customers hear the shots and scramble. Darius Chambers.
And that's so true. The violence downtown Atlanta is getting worse and worse. It's about to explode. He has no idea. That's the worst part. They have no idea. I mean, the community is clueless. They don't even know how bad it's gotten. Just within the past 2 years, they don't know until something happens to their loved one. And that's the problem.
Co-owns Atlanta Barber Company down the street.
And us as business owners and workers downtown, we're getting tired of it.
He says this neighborhood is growing more and more violent.
A lot of crime goes on next door and on that block.
I think it's very disturbing.
Demetrius.
Wow, he said next door and on that block, a lot of crime goes on. And he's, willing to go on national television and say this. Local television, the local station, whatever you want to call it. But this hitting a lot of people. And the community might consider him a snitch. And they might give him a line up. No pun intended. So This brother is brave because he's putting it all on the line, putting his face on it, putting his name on it, standing 10 toes. He wants the crime to stop. He wants the violence to stop because he is finally acknowledging that these super gremlins are on demon time.
Fisher is a regular at the barbershop.
I'm very cognizant about, my surroundings and really being looped into what's going on.
He says he's always...
Yeah, see, when it comes to barbers, you got to do a house call. All right, I ain't going to no shop no more. If the barber don't have his own shop where he's the only one there, and it's just me and him one-on-one, or he's doing a pull-up barber, I'll do the pull-up barber, but... all this other, nah.
Always on guard around here.
As a patron that frequents several businesses in this area, you always got to be watching your back.
Police are not releasing the victim's name. People who work and patronize businesses on this block worry about their own safety.
You never know when violence or any criminal act is going to take place around you.
So far, no arrests. Police are still looking for the suspect. In downtown Atlanta, Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, at